Welcome to Straightforward. Today we are visiting with our amazing Director of Elections and Voter Registration, Nancy Boren. Well, welcome. It's your time for your visit.
Thank you.
I tell you, I follow you on social media, and I know that you are in another role in addition to the one that we pay you for. But that's because you have, 30 years experience, a consummate professional, well-respected among your peers. So share with our audience, because we have to brag. I know that's not your style, but
No.
people, you always know I want to brag on when my friends are doing great. But share with our audience what role just got added on to you.
So I'm the regional facilitator for our Georgia election officials group. And so I have counties, I have 17 counties
Really?
around us. Yes, we all meet and we teach each other and talk to each other.
Okay.
And we're just kind of a support group.
Okay, 17 counties.
17.
And that's a lot of geography.
It is, and we actually meet in Webster County because it's kind of in
Wow.
the middle of our region.
Right.
And
Yeah,
so
I'm
it's nice.
familiar with Webster. That's where Mom's Cafe used to be.
That's right.
And we used to go there and eat when I was at Andrew College, and we had Family Connections meetings there. And of
We
course,
did too.
President Carter liked that family and their food and that kind of thing. But it's a nice little quiet town.
It is.
For the people that have not been there. And so when you all are meeting, you're sharing best practices.
We're educating, we're sharing best practices. There are different size counties. We are the biggest county in the region, Muscogee is, but we share experiences, and that's always helpful.
And so your peers voted for you to have this, or you were
Yes.
just, okay,
Yes.
well, no, that speaks.
Yes.
Right, so sometimes we get appointed to things, but for me, it carries more weight when those that do the same type of work that we're doing see us as a leader.
I agree.
And that means you're respected in the field. So I just want to brag on that. So, hey, high five on that.
Thank you.
Okay, so I wanted you to come today and share. I saw also, not that I'm stalking your social media, we had 17 new citizens.
We did. We went
And
to
that means they have the right to vote.
They do.
Yes.
And we were at the naturalization ceremony that happened in federal court, and we registered them right there on site.
Really?
Yes.
So it was no confusion about where they had to go, because your building is a different building from the federal court.
Yeah.
And then so you all were there, you and your team, which you have an amazing team. What's the young lady that's been with you forever? I mean,
Talisha Austin.
oh my goodness. I mean, you all should have your name over the door, because you all have been a great team.
We are.
Yeah, you all are an amazing team. And so your team was there, and so now they're new citizens and they're new registered voters.
And the really great part about it is if they live in a different county, we can take that form and send it to the registrar in their county. So it's pretty much a one-stop shop.
How about that? I like that. I really do like that. And that helps them with the confusion.
It does.
And I tell you, those that pass that test, they have proven to know more American history than some of our regular college students. No, and I actually saw that on a national morning show where they were on the street asking citizens the same questions that those were in the process to become citizens, and many of them could not answer, and they were college students. So that's not hating, it's just a statement of fact, and they have worked hard to earn that citizenship.
And it's one of our favorite events of the year. It is such an emotional event because they are emotional.
Yes.
And the keynote speaker was Judge Temeskin, and I was able to hear his story. He has
Yes.
an amazing story also.
Yes, yes. So his wife does writing and some other things. So that's good. That is amazing. Okay, so you're just doing everything. Well, I want you to recap. We're going to remind the community what they should be doing now, because we know in 2026, it's an election year.
It is.
It is. And we will be, voting on the governor?
Yes.
And then, of course, some of our local offices.
Many of our local offices.
Right. So we have the mayor's race, some council races, school district. And then we have every 2 years our congressional seats.
Yes.
And then we have
State
Senate. And then we have U.S.
Yes.
Senate will be on this ballot.
Yes.
Is that correct?
That is correct.
So if people want to know something, this is the time. This is why we always do this very early. It's not in the election cycle. There's not a political conversation. This is providing the citizens with useful information. So what? We don't get to the end of the road and people say they didn't know. So you're here to educate and inform them, and that's what I want you to do. So,
Okay.
all right, here
So
we
let's
go.
start with this year first.
Let's start with this year.
Yes, we have the special election for Public Service Commissioner, Districts 2 and 3. We had the primary in June and then a runoff. Now the election will be in November, on November 4th.
Okay.
Registration deadline is 30 days before. You'll just go in and vote on that one option.
I did. I went and voted for the first time, and then I voted on the runoff at my regular voting precinct, which I don't like to do that. I always like to come to city services, but you know, I was busy.
Yes.
So that was on me, but I did go.
Good.
And the people were there,
Yes.
and I was special because when I voted, no one was there. And that's the thing sometimes when we have runoffs at that state level. So explain to us why that wasn't on the other ballot, because I saw back and forth on social media, people was like, well, what's going on? Why are we having this here? Because the initial person, there was something else.
So initially, the Public Service Commissioners were to be elected in 2024, but there was a lawsuit that had not been settled at that moment.
Okay.
The lawsuit was settled. The governor had to set a special election date, and he did for 2025.
Okay, so it was not Nancy Boren. It was not Muscogee County. No, because people don't know what they don't know. And we don't teach civics. I'm not hating, but that's a statement of fact.
Right.
So it was a lawsuit going on, which had nothing to do with Muscogee County. And the governor set the date for 2025. And that is the reason why that race wasn't run in 2024.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So I just wanted to clear that up because some questions on social media, of course, I tagged your name because I was like, you can explain it better. And this has nothing to do with us. This is not a house of cards. It was what it was. Okay.
Right.
So we got that straight. Well, what we're going to do is go to our first break to our sponsors. We're going to come back and tell people what they should be doing right now for spring of 2026. All right. We'll be right back after a word from some of our sponsors. Straightforward is brought to you by State Senator Ed Harbison, serving the citizens of Georgia's 15th Senatorial District and on the front lines for veterans every day. Progressive Funeral Home, family owned and operated since 1952. The George Ford legacy of high standards continues today in the compassionate and professional services provided. A touch of dignity for those who care. Progressive Funeral Home, 4235 St. Mary's Road, trusted by generations. Whole Patient Healthcare. Dr. Jada Rimes-Bacote is board certified in family medicine. She believes the best patient care includes practical, individualized lifestyle changes. Located at 1338 13th Avenue, Columbus, 706-641-2080, or visit wholepatienthealthcare.com. The Framing Factory and Art Gallery for professional framing and decorative art, located in Lake Bottom, 1325 17th Street, or call 706-324-3823. And welcome back to Straightforward. I am enjoying this very important visit with the amazing Nancy Boren, who has been selected to lead 17 of her professional colleagues in South Georgia and Southwest Georgia. So that's 17, and we go all the way Webster, we're Randolph,
Sumter.
So all of this right here, we're just hugging on this corner. Okay, so that speaks because you were not appointed, you were selected by your colleagues. So that means she knows her lesson, and that's important. We want to brag on that. Okay, so what I want you to do is give us the timeline for 2026. I know people have seen in the news that we have people that have filed intents to run for office. That is not the same thing as qualifying, and I would like for you to explain that, because we'll see these debates on social media, and some people think they're subject matter experts, and the information they're putting out there is just not correct.
So filing a declaration of intention only allows you to collect and spend campaign funds.
To raise money and use that money. Right.
Towards a campaign. Qualifying will occur in March of 2026. That's the official legal I'm going to run.
Right.
I'm a candidate.
Okay.
So all these people filling out declarations of intention in March, they may decide they don't want to do it.
Okay. See, so that is not, because someone was going back on, of course, you got to watch social media. I watch for you because I know you're busy, and people are putting out bad information, and other people are repeating it, and that is not a good thing, and that causes chaos and confusion. So the people that have completed their intent to run are not obligated to run when we get to March. Is that qualifying?
March is qualifying.
March of 2026. They might look at it, do some research, and decide they don't want to do it.
And that's when you pay some money and you sign your name on the dotted line.
Okay.
Declaration of intention now is like, I'm thinking about running.
Right. And you might have a search committee, or what is it? What do they call that committee?
Campaign committee?
Right. Or they might be doing some research to see, you know, and they might decide after they do the research that it's not going to work out for you.
That's right.
And they might say, well, you probably shouldn't at this time. So whatever. So we want to be clear. So even if they have filed that does not necessarily mean they have qualified, because you can't qualify until March of 2026.
That's right.
For whatever that race.
That's right.
Okay, so what races will qualify in Muscogee County, and which ones will go to Atlanta? Because that's some confusion too.
So our local races will qualify here. So
Okay.
council seats 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9, school board 2, 4, 6, and 8.
So we do them opposites. We don't want everybody running at the same time from the same district.
That's right.
Okay, so they alternate.
Right. We'll
Okay.
also have mayor for the first time in 8 years that you know, we'll have a new mayor after the May election.
Because our mayors in this community can only serve 2 terms.
Right.
That's not something we just came up with. That has been the rule. And if somebody wants to do something about that, then they have to go what? That's in the charter and all of that. There's a process.
There is.
There's nothing to do with your office.
Right.
That's beyond you.
That is
Okay, I have to be clear about that.
And talking about the charter, there's a lot of discussion about people having to resign current seats.
Right.
So if their term does not end before the new term begins, then they have to resign.
Right.
But if their term ends in December of 26, then they do not have to resign to run.
Right, because they will get sworn in, even if they win next year, spring of 2026, they would not be sworn in until January of 2027.
Correct.
So they would not have to step down. Same thing is on the national level. Right, so if someone ran for Congress or whatever and they won, whoever's in that seat would finish out to December 2026. And then the new person would be sworn in January 2027.
Yes, and that's in the Georgia Constitution.
Okay.
About the resigning of a current seat.
Okay, the Georgia Constitution. And so people can find that where? Online?
You can find it online. The Georgia Legislature sign, go to Georgia Code, and it's right there.
Okay, so trust but verify. Do your own research. Do not listen to the rumblings on the street. That's just like going to a shade tree mechanic. They might not have the latest technology, because some of the new cars, you need that computer thing.
Right.
So let's not do that, and let's not spread misinformation, because that causes chaos and dissension in the community. And I'm very serious about that.
It does.
Yeah, and it's like nobody has time. You work hard every day, your team, you're working till old dark 30 when it's election season. I know that because my husband used to volunteer and hang out with you because he just liked numbers like that. But that's not fair to you and your team when people are putting misinformation out there, and they can always call you and find out. Right. So the qualifying fees are different for each seat.
Yes.
Right. So if you're running for Congress or you're running for U.S. Senate or governor, where do you qualify? Not your office.
You would qualify at the state, typically at the Capitol.
Okay.
And if you're qualifying with a party, you would qualify with the specific party you want to run with.
Okay. So that has nothing to do with Muscogee County office. That's a totally different thing. And then you need to know ahead of time what your fees are.
Yes.
And they have to be paid at the time when you file your official paperwork, not the intent. Right. And then the mayor's is a different fee from city council
It is,
and school board.
yes.
So those are three different fees.
Yes, council will set the qualifying fees in January. And they have to
Okay.
be published in the legal organ before the end of the month in
Okay.
January.
So January of 2026.
Yes,
Council will set the fees
yes,
for those that want to qualify for mayor, city council, and school board.
yes.
Okay, those are our local races.
And those fees are 3% of the annual salary of that office.
Okay, 3% of the annual salary of that office. So there is a formula.
Yes,
This is not something that people just decide, on a whim.
right.
Right. And the reason I'm going through all of this, because I've seen many conversations, many of the Facebook groups, and we want to clear this up.
Good.
And if we have to air this show more than once, no, we have it officially.
Yes.
And people can watch it and make sure that they're very clear and not have the misinformation. And that's going to be so important because there's a lot of important things that's going to be on the ballot this time coming up.
Yes.
Okay, so for those that need to know the qualifying fees at the state level, do they go to the Secretary of State
Yes,
to find those out? That's not a Nancy Boren issue.
no,
Okay, so they can.
we only do local.
We only do local, and you don't have to know that, but you can direct them to
I can.
where they should be going to
Yes.
find that information. And so any citizen who would like to run and they're in good standing, they can run for anything they want to run for, because
Yes.
this is America.
Sure,
Even the ones that you just did them, they got their new citizenship.
that's right.
Right, and so that's what we want. We want people to feel included. Okay, so what we're going to do is go to our break to our sponsors, and we'll be right back. We'll be right back after word from some of our sponsors. Columbus Pediatrics GA, working together to build lifelong relationships between our staff and patients by consistently providing compassion, excellence, and value with 2 locations. The Old Town office at 3580 Massey Lane, Suite F, 706-596-8667. The Midtown office, 1900 11th Avenue, Suite A, 706-323-3400, ColumbusPediatricsGA.com. Barbara's Cleaning Service, a 5-star commercial service with satisfied customers in Georgia and South Carolina, built on the principle that every detail matters. Barbara's Cleaning Service, a new season building a family legacy. The Miley Agency, Gerald Miley and his team can assist you in every aspect of your insurance needs. Call today for your free quote at 706-996-2045 or visit themiley.agency.com. New Horizons Behavioral Health, building better lives in the Chattahoochee Valley, providing services to persons with mental illness, developmental disabilities, and addictive diseases. Located in the Health and Human Services Building, 2100 Comer Avenue, Columbus, or call 706-596-5500. And welcome back to Straightforward. We are having a very important conversation with our Director of Elections and Voter Registration, Nancy Boren, who has been on the battlefield for a very long time. She has an amazing staff. Her team, they are in lockstep. They are up on all of the latest. And today we want to make sure that you know what you need to know ahead of time. So Nancy, we've had some changes. I know the last election cycle with the special election, you had to change a site from one church to a different church. So those things will happen over time. It's nothing suspicious or anything about that. It's just, that's what things, people change what's going on in the church, and maybe, it's not going to be available. Where can people go to make sure their voter registration and everything is in order? We unfortunately know, this is me speaking, not Nancy, some people only vote when it's a presidential election. Then you got people like me that's a super voter. I'm going to vote on everything because I learned how to read at Carver Elementary. I want to read and know what's going on. But that's not to put them down. But then if you don't know and you haven't voted since the presidential election, or maybe the last Senate election, you need to be going to your voter page looking at it
Yes.
to make sure that everything is in order.
That's right.
Okay.
So they can call our office, that's easy, 653-4392, or they can go to Georgia's My Voter page.
Okay.
Put in their first initial, last name, date of birth, and county of residence, and it will bring up all voter information.
Okay. So,
Precincts, how
where-
to get there,
oh, okay.
sample ballots.
Okay. So everything you need to know,
Yes.
your precinct, sample ballots, map, even
Yes.
tell you how to get there. Okay. And for our senior citizens, which I'm a senior citizen, but I can still, do my little computer thing. We can call your office,
Yes.
and your staff is very patient and very accommodating. So that should be happening now. Right. And then when we get to the end of the year, we should probably check again.
Yes.
All right. Then when we get to 2026, before the spring, we need to check again.
Yes.
Okay? And that way there is no mix up or whatever. Explain, because there's a lot of misinformation about how people vote, our military, and that's very important to me. We have to, because of their service, they have a right to vote,
They do.
and their votes have a right to be counted.
Yes.
And as a former military spouse, that's important,
It is.
because they don't choose
Right.
to go to places outside of the U.S. They are directed, and they don't have a choice.
Right.
Okay, so we have absentee ballots for citizens inside the U.S. We have absentee ballots for citizens outside of the U.S.
Yes.
I just want you to explain, because there's nothing smoke and mirrors about that process.
No.
It's just what the process is.
We electronically transmit ballots overseas. So
Okay.
if you're a military or an overseas citizen, we will transmit your ballot to you electronically 45 days before the election,
Okay, so enough time.
hopefully.
Okay.
Yes. You have to print your ballot off, vote it, and then you can mail it back to us.
Okay, so it's 45 days. So even with the condition with the U.S. mail these days, that should be enough time.
Hopefully.
And when do you count those?
So we count them, the ones we've received on election night. But
Okay.
we also give the military 3 more days to
Okay.
receive their ballot, as long as it's postmarked by election day.
Okay.
And that's only the military.
Okay, because they could be in a war zone.
Yes.
I mean, they could be on a special assignment. Some of them are out on ships
Yes.
in the middle of the ocean,
Right.
and they still have a right to vote.
So that's a total of 48 days. basically.
48 days. Okay, see, that's what I love about you. You are fact data based, and that's important. People cannot argue with that. And all of this is written, is documented. This is not something that we just come up with every election
Right.
cycle.
That's right.
The process is what the process is.
Yes.
Okay, so a lot of our seniors are people with illnesses, and your dad is amazing. He's what, 97 now?
He is.
Right. And then Charlie Starr, who Miss Starr from Royal Cafe, her husband is 99, and he's a veteran. And just saw him recently at a family reunion, and I told him, let's lay some bricks. My dad was 90-something, and he walked in, and you saw him
did.
come and vote.
Yes.
He voted every time. But as they get older, as you say, Dad is now in a wheelchair. They still have a right to vote.
They do.
Right. And so the absentee ballot, let's explain that about the absentee ballot and what is required to get one.
So for the elderly and disabled, we offer the opportunity to apply 78 days before an election.
78 days.
They have to apply. And They have
Apply.
to apply each year.
Okay.
It's not an automatic rollover. They have to apply each year.
Okay.
So if you received them this year, don't forget to reapply
It's-
78 days out from the May primary.
Okay, so in 2026,
Yes.
whoever is assisting them, family member, caregiver, whatever, just remind them
Yes.
that they still get to request and get that application and request the absentee ballot. So first, we are requesting it.
Yes.
This is not automatic, contrary to what you hear in the media, that's not true.
Right.
You're requesting the absentee ballot. You look at that, and then later, if they meet the criteria, then you send them the absentee ballot.
We do. And they can request it for the remainder of the year. You
Okay?
just have to do it one time a year.
Once every calendar year.
Correct.
Okay, all
Yes.
right. So I want to make sure all of you with elderly parents that you do know that, and they still have a right to vote. they're here and they still have a right to vote, and we have to honor that.
We do.
And a lot of our disabled veterans live in assisted facilities, or some of them might be in personal care homes. They still have a right to vote as well.
And I recommend if they have an expired Georgia driver's license to keep that, because we can use that expired driver's license number on that application for their absentee ballot.
And the last time my daddy voted at age 92, before he passed away, that's exactly what he had. He could no longer drive. We weren't trying to let him do that no more. He had glaucoma.
Yes.
But that is what he presented to the lady at Citizen Service Center, and he was able to vote.
That's right.
And if you need assistance, there is a form you have to, because he had glaucoma, but he was in his right mind because he listened to the news and could tell me everything at the end of the day. Then that person that's helping, you have to sign a form that you are assisting and that you're not just doing something smoke and mirrors.
And why you're assisting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so daddy had glaucoma, and that's what we put on the form. So
Yes.
I can speak to that because I've been there.
Yes.
And he still had a right to vote.
That's right.
World War II veteran, he had worked his whole life, and he voted until the end.
Yes.
And so we want to make sure we continue to honor. So any other information that we missed, we want people to check now, my voter page. For our senior citizens, they can call Nancy at her office anytime. Anytime. If people have not registered to vote, how can they register to vote?
They can get a form,
Okay.
or they can do an online voter registration, or when they go get their driver's license, if they're still driving.
Okay.
And they go and renew that, they can do it there.
Okay. So we have many ways.
We do.
We can do it at the driver's license place. We can do it online, or they can come to your office.
That's right.
Because a lot of our seniors or people that might have some other medical issues might not be able to do it online. They get somebody to bring them to your office, is upstairs from where the tag office is.
Yes.
I have to tell people that, keep it simple, because if you just say what the building is, some of them get confused. They think it's downtown at the old government center. But it's on Macon Road.
Right.
And it's upstairs from where you get your tag.
That's right.
And we do have an elevator there.
We do.
We do. And so what are the office hours?
We are open from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday.
Okay. And so call, come by, and any questions, let's ask all of those questions now. Please, 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 citizens, do not go by rumors. If you have a question, get the facts. If you're going to repeat something, make sure it's factual. We don't need chaos and confusion. The world is chaotic enough. We just want to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to have their voices heard. All right. This has been straightforward. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. Until next time, be blessed.
What up, world? What's up, Columbus? Be sure to tune in every Sunday, Straightforward with Gloria Strode, right here on NBC 38.